everybody. So we've got some good ones today because as I told you on my last video, things have been kind of rough lately, but I have been doing better. I'm hoping that things get better and better and better. But as I shared on the last video, I'm being kind of financially conscious right now. So I was able to use a Nordstrom gift card that I had. Well, it wasn't a gift card, I had beauty credit from previous Nordstrom sales to purchase a few things from two brands that I love to show to you, and these are both part of limited edition holiday collections. So the first thing we have today is the new Prada Dimensions number 10 Platinum is the name of it. Quad, and anyone who knows me knows I love the Prada quads. I have them all. And then I have the two new limited edition Gucci blushes. Same for Gucci. Anybody who knows me knows that my favorite blush is Gucci. These are their two new limited edition, number 10 Soft Peach and number 11 Intense Ruby. And we'll be comparing them to some of Gucci's previous offerings. So let's begin today first by liking and subscribing and all of that wonderful information. And let's start by looking at the Prada Dimensions palette. Now the Prada Dimensions eyeshadow palette in the color Platinum is limited edition. It's number 10, which is an interesting point because there's only 6 Prada quads now. This makes number 7, but they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is number 10, which makes me think 7, 8, and 9 are coming. So that's cool if you think about that. The thing about Prada beauty in general is it is exquisite, and Prada quads, their eyeshadow formula is spectacular. So let's take a minute and look at the box. Again, limited edition. And let's open her up. It comes in the standard refillable Prada quad, although I have not seen refills for this particular option. And the difference is that this one has the beautiful Prada World Christmas ornament engraved on the front of it, which is lovely. And then this has a 24-month shelf life, and because of the engraving and then because of a formulation change on the inside, it is higher. I believe it's $90 where the other ones are $84, but that's because the other ones have mattes and satins and one metallic, and this one has one hyper matte and 3 of their spectacular metallics. So let's take a minute and open her up. And you will see right off the bat that we have this beautiful hyper matte, and this is the kind of the color of the season. Everybody's been saying online, if you've been following, this deep, deep burgundy color. And then where normally there's a satin and another matte and a metallic, there's 3 metallics here. So that's probably the justification for the price, plus the engraving on the front, although that's probably not the big difference. The big difference is probably the fact that there are the 3 metallic shades in here. So let's take a minute and swatch this out. First we have this beautiful deep dark. If you've never felt a Prada eyeshadow, you really should get them because they are cream to powder like a Natasha, but they have a bit of an elasticity to them. It's really unlike any other formula on the market, and it's really special. And normally with Dior, Chanel, whatever, with the luxury brands, I'm a little apprehensive. I love some Chanel products, of course, and I love some Dior, but I normally say leave eyeshadow to Pat, to Danessa, to Natasha. But Prada has figured it out. These are spectacular, all of the quads. Then we have this stunning this pink metallic color. It's kind of a rose color. We have a silver high shine metallic. And then we have this kind of varnished bronzy gold color over here. So I'm going to swatch these out for you here on my arm. And I'm going to try to do this well, but you know I'm not Charlotte Holdcroft. She's so much better. Wait a minute, she does hers like this. Maybe I should do this. This might be easier. So here is that stunning plum color. It's a burgundy. It's got a little more brown in it. It's really interesting. Then we have this beautiful pink metallic. Look at the stretch on that. We have the High Glam Silver, which is really nice. And finally we have this varnished kind of goldish rusty color. So that is a beautiful quad for the holidays, but that could be year-round. And you could use this matte and any one of these as kind of a one and done, and you'd have a perfect look, or you can mix and match them like we'll try to do today. So that is the new quad from Prada. So I pulled out some of the others from the Prada collection. There are two that I didn't feel really had a comparable color. The gold in this one is somewhat similar, but this one's more of a rusty color. And then the pink in this one, that is fairly close. So let's go ahead and swatch this. This is from the Poetry. And let's run that over here. Okay, you can see that that one has a darker base than the one that's in the new one, but they're pretty similar. Let's look over here at the rose gold that is in this one. I believe this one is called Pulse. Okay, that's more of an orangey color. So the closest one would be this one from Poetry. Then regarding the silver color, of course, obviously I thought of the first number one, Profusion, and the silver that's in there, which is a very popular color for Prada. And so let's compare the silver that's in that one to the new silver that's in number 10. So, okay, that's pretty similar. Which I don't mind, but that is pretty similar. And then the gold is probably closest. I have two here. Well, this is the pewter color. That's not comparable. But this gold very well might be. So let's look at this. Okay, that's pretty close. Okay, so let's go back to the one, what is it, Pulp or Pulse? This one I think is Pulse. And compare this color up here. Okay, you could achieve a very, very similar look to, if you have the other six, you could achieve this look. Their colors are so similar, it would be hard to tell the difference. But if you don't have the other six, or you're a Prada collector like I am, then you would want the, the special case and the formulas that are in this holiday set. So I'm not upset that they're so close, but it is just something to keep in mind if you don't have that Nordstrom gift card, or if you're trying to consider what to get this holiday season. So now for the new Gucci limited edition blushes. I love Gucci blush. I have all 9 of them. Now I have all 11. And so let's look at number 10 right now. This is Soft Peach. The Gucci blushes are made in Italy, and they are spectacular if you've never tried a Gucci blush. They are a semi-matte formula, maybe a demi-matte. They do have a little bit of sheen, but it's the tiniest amount. So here we have Soft Peach, and you'll see that the packaging essentially looks like the packaging from the others. The only difference is the color is different, and these are shiny and these are matte. But otherwise, they're the same packaging. So let's open up Soft Peach. And you'll see that it's kind of got a pinky, salmony, peachy kind of undertone. It's also a little dusty looking. It's a really pretty color. We'll take a minute. In a minute, we're going to look at it compared to Tender Apricot, because that's the one that's probably closest to it in the Gucci line. The other option we have that's new is Intense Ruby number 11. Now, Prada and Gucci also came out with lipsticks and some other products, but these are the only ones that I got because, like I said, I had that gift card. So this is number 11 Intense Ruby. And I just got my finger in the middle of it, so that's not going to look as pretty, but that's a beautiful color. I saw online somewhere that these were being called like Deep Apricot and Watermelon. I don't know what that's about. The packaging says Soft Peach and Intense Ruby. Not that they don't look like a Deep Apricot and a Watermelon. So let's swatch first of all the Soft Peach color. Ugh, they just feel so nice. Gucci powder products are beautiful. And then we will do the Intense Ruby. Beautiful. You see they have the tiniest bit of sheen, but it's not, it's so minuscule. So let's look here at the Soft Peach. It's almost my skin color. And then I'm going to put this one down here. This is the Intense Ruby. Beautiful color. Really beautiful. Let's compare it to the two that are probably closest to them in the lineup. That would be number 2, Tender Apricot, which if I pull the two up to each other, you will see. Well, okay, these, when you first get them, can be difficult to open at first. But you will see when you compare them that the Tender Apricot is much more orange, where this one has kind of the new one has kind of a dusty peach color, which would make sense. So let me put the Tender Apricot right here next to the new one. And it is more orange based, for sure. I don't know if that's going to come across on camera, but it is a little lighter and it's more orange based. Where this one has, oh my god, I wish I could get better at this. This one has that more of a neutral undertone. For the new Intense Ruby, I pulled Intense Plum because I thought that that was probably the most similar. That's number 9. And you'll see here that they are somewhat similar, but that the new one is slightly more muted, but very similar. So over here we have the new Intense Ruby, and underneath it I'm going to swatch number 9, Intense Plum, which is not plum at all. That was kind of a weird one all year last year when it came out. They are very similar. I would say those are the most similar. I would say that the Intense Plum is more red based, and the other one has a little bit more fuchsia in it. So there's those swatches. Beautiful, beautiful colors. Now for today's look, I wanted to do something that really featured Gucci and Prada products as best I could. I don't have everything that either brand has put out. I certainly don't have the Prada skincare, which is ridiculously expensive. But I do have a good amount. And the thing about it is, with Prada, I've loved their foundation. I wish they would put out a concealer, but I love their foundation. I've loved the eyeshadow palettes. The lipsticks, I'm not a huge lipstick person, but the ones that I have been really nice. With Gucci, I'm a big fan of their concealer. It might be top 3. and they're powder products. So they're highlighter, they're bronzer, they're blush, and their setting powder. So I'm going to do a hybrid today and use as much Prada and as much Gucci as possible. But neither have a primer for your eyes, so I'm going to start with my trusty Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer. And I have put on, let's see, I did my Rephr number 2 moisturizer and then the Benefit pencil for my brows, just to fill in some holes from when as a child I decided to like shave them off, which was stupid. So how's everybody doing? Because I feel like we're slowly starting to get into some like cooler temperatures, but I don't want to jinx it. So yeah, there's that. So we're going to go into the new Prada. And let's begin with that gorgeous soft matte color. It's so pigmented. So it's going to be very, if you want to get more of a diffused look, then use a big fluffy brush. Use something more condensed if you want it to be, you know, deeper. So I'm going to use something in the middle here. This is a Rephr 13, one of my favorite Rephr brushes. And I'm going to go really light because this could go really smoky really fast. This is a extremely pigmented color. But beautiful. And just diffuse it up here. It's lovely. Now I'm going to go over on the other side and do the same. You get so much pigment. That's the thing. With Chanel, you sometimes do, but then some of theirs are really muted. Dior, I often find I struggle to get a lot of pigment out of them. Prada, nope. Their quads are Pat Natasha level pigment. And the formula is gorgeous. Okay, now I'm going to go back in with the dark, deeper purple and really concentrate it out here on this outer corner. I want this to be hella smoky. I sound like Kinky Sweat when I say smoky. I saw that Gucci put out an eyeshadow palette for the holidays. I only have, okay, so here's the thing. The very first eyeshadow palette I ever got was in Italy 2 years ago. A friend of mine took me on a cruise for their birthday, and they wanted me to accompany them, and it was lovely. But when we were at, what is it called? Renaissance, or whatever the big, like, department store is there in Rome, I was able to play with the very first Gucci eyeshadow palette, and I was so proud of it. I bought it. You know, it was spectacular. And then I started to try other brands like Pat and Natasha and Danessa, and I started to realize it was not a good formula. Beautiful packaging, very expensive, not a great formula. So I haven't tried any of the quads or the second palette they put out, because that kind of turned me off. But of course I still have it because it's stunning to look at and it looks beautiful on a table. If I had any space on a table I would put it there, but I don't. So either way, I did not get that, and like I said, I was limited in what I could get because I just had $150 worth of credit. Okay. We can come back in a minute and darken it up. The thing about the Prada eyeshadows too is because they are so cream to powder, they don't really have much fallout. So that's amazing. But I am going to take my Intensify wand because I want this to be, you know, holiday, molten, stunning, you know, 70s explosion on my eyes. So I'm going to use my Intensify wand, or you could use NYX Glitter Glue. I hear NYX Glitter Glue is better if you have oily lids, that the Intensify wand is not great if you have oily lids. My lids are kind of dry, probably from doing this little Instagram thingy. Okay, so I'm going to go in first. How do we want to do this? Because see, normally I might just do one of these colors and the burgundy. But in this case, I feel like I want to try them all out because you're here. So let's go in with this beautiful rosy pink color first. Wow. Do you see what I mean when I say you get pigment? That is a crazy amount of pigment, especially for a luxury brand. That is stunning. That is Pat Special Shade Danessa metallic level. And this is, of course, a Refer 21, the synthetic one that's specifically made for these kind of shadows. And I think I have, what, 3 or 4 of these brushes. It's probably my most used Refer brush because I do metallic looks. That is really beautiful. And the thing is, these are also pretty, like, mature eye friendly. Not that, you know, because I'm only 22, but if I was older, I would be concerned with that kind of thing. Fuck off if you want to say I'm older than that. Prove it. Okay, that's beautiful. So let's go in next with the kind of gold color, the goldy rust color. Same brush. Look at how molten, that is crazy. Now, I did wet my brush slightly, just because I didn't want any fallout, but I never had problems with fallout with these anyway. But look at that. And I'm just going to merge these two together kind of slightly. That is crazy, the pigment payoff. Same thing on the other side. I'm going to grab, that's insane. They really know what they're doing with these shadows. So, I mean, if you want to do a wet brush and some sort of glitter glue, or you want to use your finger and some sort of glitter glue, that's how you're going to get this level of metallic payoff. And I kind of want to merge this one a little bit more, so I'm going to take some of that pink on my finger and warm it up a little. There we go. That's really nice. Let's see. Let's even these out a little bit here, Wayne. Okay. That's really beautiful. So I'm going to grab, before we do the inner corner and the lower lash line, one of my favorite concealers, which for this we're going to use the Gucci concealer. Look at that component. And this is in the color Wayne Can't Read. Yeah, I don't know what this color is. Why don't they put this on the top? I can look it up. I'll put it in the thingy-mahopper. Okay. I like that this is a liquid foundation, or excuse me, a liquid concealer, but it sort of has a powdery feel to it. I don't have another one like this. The Tower 28 is similar, but there's just something about this particular concealer that, well, it was my favorite concealer last year, and this year, I'd probably say so far, the West Atelier is my favorite, or the Danessa, and they would both be in the same, you know, top category of my concealers. Although the Danessa has a similar texture to this one, the Westman is thicker, but they all are really beautiful and in my top choices. Okay, that looks nice. It's always a very pretty product. So I'm going to go back in with that deep burgundy kind of color and bring it under the lash line a little. Not worried about being too perfect because I'm going to go back in with the foundation and clean up any edges. So that looks lovely. So what I'm going to do now is take that same brush that I used earlier and clean it off, wet it, and I'm going to grab that silver. This silver is so metallic, and I'm going to put that on the inner like quarter and up, and then the inner corner, and I'm going to bring it a little bit down like this. I want that sort of high glam look. I'm going to bring this up, inner corner, and then I like to bring it down into this spot right here. Okay, I might have grabbed a little too much there. So that is a sign that these are heavily, heavily pigmented. I'm going to go ahead and carry that burgundy color over, and the same over here with that silver, and we have us a stunning holiday eye using this new Prada quad. Number 10. Here again, we're hoping that 7, 8, and 9 come soon, but not too soon because Wayne wants to save his money right now. And we have Pat. We have that new blush quad from Danessa coming. There's a lot coming right now. So let me grab my drink in my US Open cup. Now, when I was looking at this, I was thinking that I would do the Victoria Beckham Bordeaux. But you could do silver or gold too if you wanted to like heighten it up a little bit. I'm just going to edge out that corner a little bit. But let's go ahead and do the Bordeaux because it'll be really holiday-ish. It's a beautiful color from Victoria Beckham. Yeah, that's almost a perfect match. But I could totally see doing the silver or gold if you wanted to like lighten the look up a little bit. But it's holiday, right? But you could totally mute this down for the rest of the year. That's beautiful. So that's the Victoria Beckham liner, the Satin Kajal liner in Bordeaux. And then let's go ahead. I don't have any Gucci or Prada mascara. Prada doesn't even have one. So I'm going to take my Refer lash curler and just give those just a little bit. And then I'm going to take my favorite mascara, the YSL Lash Class, and this is in the Noir, the black one. And I'm just going to put a little bit on it. You know, here's the thing I've noticed. A lot of people do that tight lining on the top, like under their lashes. Every time I've tried to do that, I just start crying or laughing hysterically because it tickles. So I don't know how to do that. Maybe somebody has tricks out there that can teach me. And then I've seen some people who just like close their two lids together and stick a pencil in there and just go to town and get them both done at the same time. And I don't know how the fuck they do that, because I would be stabbing my eyeball and there would be disgusting looking eyeliner everywhere. Now listen, if I wanted to drama this up for a holiday party or something, I could take black and do like a cat eye, but I think this is pretty dramatic as it is. So let's move on. I don't have a primer from Gucci or Prada. I've heard the Gucci one's pretty good, but I don't have them, so I'm going to use my favorite, or one of my favorites, the YSL primer with the little gold sparkles in it. It just works. I don't know why it works, but it works. So I guess we could say this is Gucci meets Prada meets YSL. I feel like they would be friends. So let's put that aside. And then I'm going to grab my Prada foundation, which is spectacular. I have not tried the Gucci foundations. I have tried them on the back of my hand. I wasn't a big fan of them, but I love the Prada one. But I have two colors, so I can't find my perfect color. So I have LN25 and I have MC45, and I do two of these and one of these, and I get the color that works best for me. So if you have not tried the Prada foundation, I would highly recommend during the Sephora sale to get it, because it is a beautiful, beautiful product. You know, it was very hard to get in the United States when it first came out, but now Sephora has it, and it is stunning, as does Nordstrom. So I'm just going to dot this around here, my forehead. So the other night I went to Chapel Roan. I don't even know her, but my best friend loves her, and so he took me, and it was so fun. I didn't know her. I knew 3 of the songs, of course, you know, the 3 that have been all over the radio, but it was so fun, and she was, you could tell she was a little bit overwhelmed at how much support she had. It was really nice. So I'm going to grab my Refer B04, and you know, even this combination could be considered slightly light, but I don't mind it. It's brightening. There's something also about the Prada foundation that smells so good. I don't know. It's not flowery. I don't know what it is, but it smells really nice. Why does the area around your eyebrow up here always get cakey looking? Probably because it settles there. I don't know. I also noticed like that, what's her name? Miss Jacqueline or whatever. The one who's always like, hello. And Tanaya, the grab yourself a drink girl, are so good at this. And I am not. They are professionals. They know their angles. They know their lighting. I do not. But that's okay. They also get a lot more, probably comps than I do. The Charlottes and all them. But that's okay, because we're just kind of, you know, an Instagram thing with an occasional video on, what do you call it? YouTube. Okay, it does sort of look like the holidays have blown up on my eyes. It's really beautiful. And you know, in one of the poetry, they have a matte, like, green. You could do these colors with that green, and it would be pretty spectacular, too, if you really wanted a different kind of holiday look. Now, I'm going to set my under eye, since Prada doesn't have a powder, with the Gucci setting powder, and mine is in 03. And this is a nice product. Okay. Can also be used as a foundation, but for me it works really well, and I'm going to just do my T-zone a little bit. And they just kill it on their packaging when it comes to their powder products. So neither have a contour stick, and so I'm going to just use my good old faithful Westman, and this one is dying. Do not make fun of me that I am pretty much scratching my face, but I'm trying to be resourceful, damn it. Okay, I'm going to take some out of it. Okay, that works far better, Wayne. Wow. I need to depot it, because I have like 3 of them that are like this. into a little container. But I refuse to throw something away when it has product left in it. Okay. Good old-fashioned Westman Atelier in Biscuit. Go back in with the same brush. Westman Gucci says that we're always, or Gucci Westman says we're always supposed to be working up with our makeup. So I work up. It's really hard when you don't have hair because you don't have a hairline. So you're like, how far do I go back? And so what I normally have to do is grab like a towel or something at the end and like go hard back here and then softer as I go up to like merge so that there's no harsh line. It works. I don't know that it's necessarily the preferred method. There's now Prada foundation on the floor, so let's get that, because I don't want to have to replace that. Okay. So now I'm going to grab the Gucci bronzer. They have the most beautiful bronzer. I have two colors. I'm going to use one today because it's the lighter, but I also have two, and I'd like to eventually get three one day. But I think their bronzer formula, well, actually their blush, their bronzer, their powder, their highlighter, I mean they're really beautiful products. Like I said, I just didn't particularly like the liquid when I tried it. Cross nose up here. Then we're going to run into that same problem again where I have to, I think I saw Sasha Velour, the drag queen, talking about that one day. It said that's like an occupational hazard of having no hair. So again, I'm going to do my little trick up here and just kind of smooth it out. Okay, so now we have our two blushes. How do we want to handle this? Because I want to be able to showcase both of them. I think what we'll do is we'll do the soft peach on kind of the apples, and then do the radiant ruby, what's it called? Intense ruby back here. So let's grab the soft peach. They have lots of pigment, but this is a soft color, so it's not going to have a ton for me. Okay, that actually has more than I thought it would. That's more than the apricot one. I have trouble seeing the apricot one sometimes. That's really nice. That's a pretty color. I think their rosy beige is my favorite of their colors. The soft red is nice too. But this is pretty great. And you know what? I'll do another video or a short or something on Instagram comparing the two, all 11 colors. Now up here at the top, let's do the Intense Ruby. I'm a little scared of this color, not gonna lie, but we're going to take this and get it on our brush, and then we're gonna do this a little bit. Okay, that is an Intense Ruby, but it actually blends really nice with that. It blends really beautifully into that soft peach. That looks nice. And I could really, you know what, I'm going to build it up even more because, you know, when I go to take pictures at the end of this, blush always is the first thing that washes out. So I'm going to really build up that color there. I probably would use like the rosy beige with this look, but this works. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, and then I only have one shade of the new Gucci highlighters, and I do like them. I've seen a lot of people who don't, and have talked about how they don't get pigment. I found that with certain brushes they don't. So I have found my preferred method is to take my finger, swirl it in there, place it, and then use the brush, and I get a lot of pigment that way. The problem is I only have the lilac color, so I don't know that that's necessarily going to match, but we will make it work. Obviously, the number 4, I think it is, the opal one, would be perfect with this, but whatever. I only have the lavender, and I really like it. And I have opal, you know, like a Westman Atelier Peau de Pêche would look beautiful with this. But I wanted to keep this mostly Prada and Gucci wherever possible. That's nice. So for the lip liner, I don't have a Gucci or Prada lip liner. Prada doesn't even have them. So I'm going to use Natasha Denona's Berry Pop one because I think it'll match kind of nice. I'm going to fan it out anyway. So let me grab just, you know, a Sonia Krushik brush. I don't use rougher brushes for this kind of stuff. They're too nice. And I'm just going to soften that line a little bit. I sound dumb. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the Prada Astral Pink, the very viral lip balm. But it is a beautiful product. And just kind of carry that berry color up a little bit. And this is the one that is like pH balanced, so it's supposed to slightly change color. I don't know if it does that or not, but it's a beautiful product. Yeah, it works. I might go with like a nude lip traditionally, but like I said, I wanted to use primarily Prada and Gucci. So you see there, we got a lovely set of eyes there featuring the new Prada palette, which is stunning. And then we have the new Gucci blushes. I didn't question if either of these products were going to work for me because I know that the Prada quads and the Gucci blushes are some of my favorite products from any genre, any brand. So what do you think? How'd they turn out? Like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at unsolicitedadvice, and have a lovely weekend before we get more holiday crap thrown at us. Bye.